Howdy, folks. Tonight we have a very special treat lined up for you. We have a reading by a man who needs no introduction, but I'll introduce him anyway. Fan favorite author CherkyB. He'll be reading his latest short story, The Saga of the Handbell Tree. We'll also be treated to a special guest commentary by Dr. CherkyB, who will be here to provide his analysis of the deeper underlying messages within the text. Oh, I can hardly wait. So, without further ado, please welcome author extraordinaire CherkyB in this new segment we like to call CherkyB Reads CherkyB. Hey, thank you for that wonderful introduction. Believe me, I am so happy to be here with you guys. It's been a long time. So today I'm going to read my new short story, The Saga of the Handbell Tree. Yeah, let me stop you there. Is there really a saga? The whole story takes place over the course of 2-3 days. I don't see the saga aspect. People think their lives are more interesting than they really are. Let's go. Those of you who have followed my blog for roughly 12 years know that I'm a man of many talents. Those of you who have come to know me more recently, shout out to Corncob, are still trying to process all the many levels of my talent and are mostly just sitting back in shocked awe. But let me let you in on a little known aspect of my persona. I play in a handbell choir. That's right. You can try to close your slack jaw now. Oh, he's insulting. Maybe see if you can get the drooling under control. Yeah, that's how it is how you are most of the time. I feel like I would have remembered something like that, but we can play pretend if it makes you more comfortable. So it all started innocently enough. The missus... Okay, I'm stopping you here. The beginning of this story is very important, but it feels to me like we kind of get off track a little bit here. It's just a rambling discussion of muddled thoughts thrown together without any real editing, there's no proofreading. I bet he shot this a video, probably in one take. Let's keep going. Keep going. Decided to check out the local franchise of her favorite church chain. Something like 11 years after we moved here. One can guess at the impetus for that appearing out of the blue. That's not really important to my narrative. The point is that said church had a handbell choir. The missus, of course, is a conservatory-trained musician. Thus, she's uniquely susceptible to anything music-related. Not sharing in that particular foible, I liken it to this. Imagine, if you will, that you decide to drop by your local church one Sunday just to check it out. As luck would have it, the Prime Rib Choir is performing that day. They're performing a prime rib eating exhibition during the intro, and another one during the offering. Upon further inquiry, you're informed that they meet every Sunday for an hour. I don't know about you, cooking and eating prime rib. And then 4 or 5 times a year, they put on an exhibition for the congregation where they eat prime rib up there on the dais while the congregation looks on in awe and applauds. This sounds like the kind of church I'd go to. Too bad it's not real. And, as luck would have it, they are looking for more members for the Prime Rib Choir. You'd be all over that. Sign me the F up. This is what music is like to a musician. It's never, oh, Prime Rib. Yeah, I really only do New York strip. It's not for me, bro. Not for me. No. It's more like, well, I play viola and violin and piano and bagpipes and a little ukulele. How hard can handbells be? Sign me the F up. And thus, my wife became a member of the local church's handbell choir. Let me pause. An important aspect of this is how do we get involved in handbell? So he's built the background here. I mean, handbells is a fairly random thing you wouldn't normally expect. The handbells. Who plays the handbells? Nobody plays the handbells. Sure, you can find videos of it, but nobody plays the handbell. So he's leading us into this. I like what he did with the simile with the prime rib. I wish he'd developed that a little bit more. Maybe cooked a prime rib on the video, perhaps. Given us some prime rib tips about, how to do the reverse sear, for instance. That's a very important case. Anyway, let's keep going. But does it stop there? Of course not. No one's wife signs up for something and then just keeps it to herself. Because in her mind, she's just signed up for the prime rib choir. What kind of a jerk wife wouldn't want to share that with her loving husband and children? So now, the missus and I are all, and Hannah C., are all in the handbell choir. My inability to ever not do whatever is necessary to please my wife shall be left for other threads. That's a very cumbersome sentence. My inability to ever not do whatever's necessary. It really needs to be cleaned up. This fellow, it's like stream of consciousness. Good Lord. I am, shall we say, the best husband anyone could ever imagine. Really, ask around. I'll wait. You see, I am the best. It seems this fellow's audience responds to this sort of stuff. He insults them. He says he's better than them. Perhaps, masochists exist. Let's keep going. Not content, however, with just eating prime rib on Sundays, the missus auditioned for another handbell choir. And owing to her intense musical talent, or obsession, or what have you, she got into that one too. I start a lot of sentences with conjunctions in this blog. I always have. Feel free to stop reading if that bothers you, but be aware that I know I'm doing it, and I don't give a flying at a rolling donut that it's considered wrong. When I get my book deal, I'll clean all that up in editing. Book deal? This fellow? No way. But you see what he did here? He did a little literary device called breaking the fourth wall. People think of that in acting, not so much in literature, but it exists in both. Here it's more of a multimedia thing. There's both literature, if you could call this blog post a literature. And there's also, a video of him reading it. Somehow that adds to it. I don't know. It's ridiculous, I tell you. I don't know. Gotta get grad students to do this stuff instead of, a doctorate degree. Analyzing blog posts. What's happened to me? It's terrible. Let's keep going. Now, fast forward to this last weekend. Innocently enough, the missus says, I need you to make me a bell tree. Okay, now like any normal red-blooded American man, I have no idea what that is. But if you Google it, you'll find stuff like this video. Woman playing handbell. She's got little mallets. The handbells are hanging. You can click on the video if you want. It's a whole lot of this. Mallets and there's bells hanging. And there's a lot of running around and dinging, and it's ridiculous. But okay. The lady on the left is the one doing that, by the way. Now, I've learned that bell tree is somewhat nonspecific, and that most of your hits will be these little Christmas trees that are constructed of sleigh bells. This isn't that. So mostly now I try to say handbell tree. It's much more specific. It gets you right to the point when you're Googling it. Now, the design was largely left up to me, though the following requirements were specified. It has to have 4 horizontal branches from which to hang the handbells. Each of the branches has to be individually height adjustable and angle adjustable. It has to cost a lot less than a commercial one. Those cost $350 to $550, depending on the model. And it cannot be white. Racist. Your 10-minute design window begins now. Oh, did you see what he did there? A little Forged in Fire reference. I'm surprised he didn't specify a hidden tang. Let's keep going. Now, I spent a good deal of time pondering this challenge and executing the first iteration of the design. Not as much time as I spent editing the video of it, mind you, but still a good deal of time. Probably should have spent more time on this video editing. I knocked out the first attempt this weekend, and I'm in the process of preparing a serious post about it that includes lists of materials and tools and such. But in the meantime, I'll put a link to the YouTube video of it here. The real multimedia experience post with embedded video, photos, instructions is still a work in progress. In the end, it will look like this photo here. I hope to finish that post soon. I hope you finish your career soon. Oh, utter crap.